I want to welcome everyone to Never Split the Party. My name is Dustin, also go by the Arbitrary Nerd as much as I can. And I'm going to let the wonderful players and Pat introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Patrick. I'm also wonderful, despite what my DM says, or GM.
I'll accept both.
Both. I play a
Eternally both.
Lashunta on. Shush, it's my turn. I play a Lashunta envoy named Reich Oren, and he's mostly known for being a charismatic son of a spook.
That's not... That's
gross. That's very gross.
At least
you guys have to make up more words. Can't just use the one... We don't just...
Son of a spitch.
There you go. There you go.
Stop that there for now.
Perfect. Gotta love it. Canon.
I'm Michael.
I'm so sad.
Playing the,
You're too quiet, Michael. Boost your mic.
Oh, sorry.
Cutting this out.
I'll just leave this open from now, and
Okay,
hopefully
okay.
that'll fix things. All right, so I am Michael, and I am playing the android operative Zero.
I'm Chris. I play Milla Dotwood Abigail Priest, and I am a Yosoki mechanic.
I'm Nick, and I play Brawl. He's a brawler, and he is a Yosoki mechanic.
No, he's
and
not.
he likes to punch things.
He's not a Yosoki mechanic.
I don't know why I said
Are you
mechanic.
saying that because all the Yosoki look the same? Is that what you're trying to say?
Look, cuz.
You're both rats?
He's a soldier.
Well, to be honest,
His
are we
dad-
even? Are we?
Remember, help desk. This is Chris. Patrick, how can I help you?
I was so happy.
Are we sure he's even a brawler? I mean, has he even brawled anything?
He's punched one person in the kidney.
yeah.
One person.
From the front.
Nick, could you try that introduction again? I'd really appreciate it.
Yep. Hi, I'm Nick, and I totally didn't mess up my previous introduction. I play Brawl, who's a Yosoki soldier, and he does like to punch things.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Hi, and I'm Justin. I play Seeker, the Yosoki Technomancer. Oh, wait. Android Technomancer.
Is that a joke or not? I
That
don't
was
know.
a joke. No, it was on purpose.
Oh, you know what? We should just have a party of Yosoki.
No,
Guys.
I will quit. I
We're
will
just a
not
little
do that.
exhausted from PAX. Totally.
Actually, we'll segue into announcements then.
You guys don't have an
Half-ish of the party plus Steve happened to go to PAX Unplugged, which is where some of us are wearing our sweet Starfinder lanyards. And we had a ton of fun. We are also, some of us more burned out than others. We had to wake Patrick up to join the stream tonight. That's why he looks so dapper.
I'm so tired.
Yeah, I think we all have some things we'd like to say in relation to PAX now that we are back in, a 5-6 hour drive back home. And I'll let you guys take it away from there. And whatever you guys forget, I will fill in like I always do.
All right, I'll start out. First off, I want to announce that we have invited Steve in. For those who don't know, that is SS0 in chat. He is now an official member of at least the back end crew of Never Split the Party. He does a lot of the administrative stuff. Steve has been awesome. He's the one who has he designed the kidney punch emote there. As well as helping out a lot with the whole bunch of the we have the new kidney punch emote there. It looks beautiful. But he's been helping out on a whole bunch of stuff on the back end, a lot of character develop or story building stuff, like the radio stuff and all that kind of. So welcome, Steve. Everybody, give him a round of applause, a digital round of applause.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve's official title is intern.
I mean, at this point, I think we all are interns.
But especially Steve.
Manager, something.
Well, that's fine. But everyone else who gets the position after Steve, their position title is Steve.
Oh man, I remember when I was a Steve.
The intern. The intern who runs a department.
That's fair. That's totally fair. Anything else? And also, yes, welcome, Steve. Thank you so much for all your help.
We need coffee. Go get a random Steve to make a run. What
was that, Chris?
I'll mention it again later because right now he's not in chat and it seems like people are still kind of filing in slowly. But
that's all right. Everyone else is tired.
Let us know so we can kind of like cut it. In case because it's gonna be like in the middle of a stream.
yeah.
So.
Well, we'll probably do it.
No, he's just gonna like mid character, like mid conversation. After he rolls the dice, he's gonna just segue right into Steve.
All right. What else for announcements?
I don't know. We kind of talked about it, but then I forgot.
Mm-hmm.
Especially my stupor of having forgotten my class as well.
Hey, J-Man, did you want to give your announcement?
Sure, I'll do it. So everybody that I mess up a lot, all the things.
Nice. That was great.
Deep breath.
Anyways, so as you guys might know, net neutrality is another thing that is going to be voted on soon, and it's not the best thing for it to go away. So that's kind of a big deal right now. So go look for sites like battleforthenet.com. Call your Congress people and tell them that you have a problem with it. You have a problem with the end of net neutrality. It's not good.
I actually do have an announcement that at PAX Unplugged, we beat a mega game. Yeah! The Never Split the Party crew. 4 of the 6 of us, well, I guess it's more accurate that 5 of the 7 of us with Steve now. We played in the game against 42 other people. It was 8 different teams.
Future Tense.
Future Tense.
Yes, it was that's the one. Maybe not a ripoff of Dune. However, it was still a lot of fun, and we did manage to win by a pretty significant amount. So, Never Split the Party is coming to your con and screwing your stuff up. That's what we're trying to say.
We might suck as a party in Starfinder, but if we are playing games in person, we'll sure beat you into the sand.
What they mean to say is we won by 3 points. Want to know how many points I contributed? 3. That's right. I won us the game. What's next?
Not quite how that works, but that's okay.
That's exactly how that works. 3 points. I contributed 3 points. I won us the game. Don't know why you want to keep taking that away from me.
I didn't give the other teams any points, so therefore I helped as well.
What is wrong with you guys tonight?
There's gonna be a lot of stuff cut from this episode.
Trip into your keyboard?
My chair got stuck, and I think I broke it a little.
Are you gonna make it?
I'm good. That was
new viral video. Chris takes a tumble.
My life flashed before my eyes.
And
was it dull?
Everyone in chat.
It was very dull.
I jam.
Hold on.
All right.
Thank you.
I'm in roll.
Next
20.
announcement. Let's go. Keep it snappy.
I've got 2 announcements, since none of you guys wanted to cover it. That's fine.
I might have one more depending on what you cover, but
I'm going to cover it because you're awful. We actually, while we were there, so we actually printed out some business cards and we're going to try and hand them out on the slide to get people to join us on Twitch because we're trying to always grow our platform. And while we were doing so, we actually managed to give a card to one of our Twitter followers from the wonderful and relatively new Starfinder podcast, Hypecast. Hypespace. Sorry, Hypespace.
Wow.
It's fine. They're wonderful. And Chris, the DM, was actually, or GM, because Paizo, was behind. He was working the con, and when he saw us, he got. While I don't get excited because that's not an emotion that I'm capable of, it was still a really cool moment, and we got a photo up and everything. You guys can check it out on Twitter, and I think it got posted to Facebook as well. We were really excited to meet another member of the Pottern family, and please, if you guys are ever at any events, let us know. We would love to meet people who are doing other podcasts, other streams, or just people who might actually know who we are and what we're doing. That's really exciting for us, and it was a cool experience. We definitely want to continue with that.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you guys want to say to Chris, the GM of Hypespace?
I do. I just want to say thank you to Chris.
It's kind of cool
not
being recognized.
Not you, Chris, the other Chris. It was, as our Chris said, very cool to be recognized, especially for how small we think our fan base actually is.
Because I want to give a kind of like a quick recap. Dustin said we've been handing out the business cards on the sly, whereas it's more like Dustin handed out all of his business cards on nothing but park benches and urinals. But I was a little bit more reserved with mine. I just struck up a conversation with him. He saw like my goggles. We talked about Starfinder, and then I'm like, oh yeah, here's a business card. And he looked at it. He's like, oh my god, I follow you guys on Twitter. So yeah, it was really, really, really cool.
I was very strategic about who I gave cards to.
No.
Oh no. Not
Patrick,
no.
Yeah,
Not a story.
I believe Patrick gave out one business card, and we are not talking about it because Patrick is awful. If you'd like to learn that story, harass him on Twitter via @IStoleYourPost.
No,
I have not heard this story, so I'm looking forward to hearing what this is. But we'll
Pat
go
rolled
later.
a nat negative 20.
that is
Oh boy! Yes.
Never split the party Twitter handle.
It is now.
Pat, we already told people to
moving
harass
on,
you.
guys. Were you saying something
Oh
else?
hey, he's in. Someone's in keeper. Hey keeper.
Nick, did you have something else to say you were going to say, or was that it?
Just that it was really cool to see an appreciation for what you do in person as opposed to over the computer. It was like almost like a life-changing experience seeing that.
Would you say it was almost like validation?
You know, if there was a word for it, it might have been validation.
Validation would be the word for it.
Okay, Patrick. Great, thanks.
Like book definition.
No. I'm the only one who's
Wonderful
on their word usage and grammar. Enough. Other things, we did meet some really cool vendors there. We are really excited to look into Realmworks, which is hopefully something that we'll get going and might even see that on stream as soon as I want to shell out cash, which I don't, but it looked really cool. So I'm definitely interested in that. We also made some cool connections, and coming from that, we're actually going to have a couple giveaways on stream next Tuesday. Same time, same place. We will discuss the nature of the contest. You'll have to be on stream to do so, but sometime during the middle of the stream, we'll start doing some giveaways. The first giveaway we actually received was from friends at Campaign Coins. They were actually a really cool booth. Chris went back like 7 times to buy other fantasy coins.
I have a whole bunch of them.
And while I was there, I grabbed, I like the collapsible roll mats, so I wanted to grab one. And then Nick pointed out, I think it was Nick pointed out that they actually sell Starfinder pins. So, I mean, absolutely had to get that. And then the vendor there, whose name I actually did not get, and I apologize for that. It
was cool. They're from Australia.
I asked him if he, watched Twitch at all. I schmoozed, gave him our come watch us on Twitch business card. And he actually gave us an extra copy of the pin that we are going to do a giveaway for during our next stream. So next Tuesday. And that was really exciting. That amped us up. So we went and talked to the Paizo folks over at their booth for Starfinder. We'd played, or some of us had played on Friday, one shot with them. But we went back and we just wanted to see if there's anyone that we could connect with because we're always trying to, expand. And they hooked us up with the lanyards almost immediately. As soon as we breathed that we were playing Starfinder, they were all about supporting us, which was really cool. And then we got a couple of bottle openers from them that I'm actually also going to kind of raffle off on stream. They gave us a fun Starfinder one, and then we have 2 Pathfinder ones, same style. We'll do all of these next week on stream and just have a couple giveaways, which is something that we will probably do in the future on the stream as well. We also have a Twitter contest going on. Once we hit 250 followers, as long as you retweet us in one of the posts referencing it, we're going to be giving away one of the PDFs, either the Alien Archive or the core rulebook if you still need it, your choice. And yeah, I think that covers it. But we had a really great experience at PAX. We met some really cool folks. Other players, vendors, really a lot of cool games. If you guys ever get the chance to go to PAX Unplugged, I've gone to a decent number of conventions, comic book and video game related. This was hands down my favorite convention I've ever been to, and despite being the first Unplugged, it was really well done, really impressive. So just a huge plug for the PAX Unplugged folks.
Super jelly.
Yeah, sorry, Michael, and sorry, Justin, who did not get to join. I myself only did it last minute and had some interesting times getting there. Did I tell you guys I got pulled over on the way home? No, that's fine. This is another story. Tons of fun.
After party material.
Yeah, after party. Come to us after party. Going on now. Any more announcements before we jump into the recap of last week's episode?
Take a look at that new star logo. I dropped it. It's done. It looks good.
I don't know. I don't think it's that good.
So I made a new logo for our or I didn't really make the whole new logo, but I updated our logo a little bit to make it a little bit nicer for anybody that's not actually viewing right now. That's what I'm talking about. So that's about it.
Yeah. The Keeper was our GM for the one shot that me, Steve, Nick, Pat, and Peter played.
You mean the game that we almost died in?
Yeah. We almost wiped on it.
The only team to almost do so.
I mean, it was.
Have you killed anybody yet? No. Almost wiped the whole party.
That's yep. That's awesome. You guys good?
I'm good.
We're good.
All right, recap. Last week, not much actually happened because you guys spent a lot of time with it. But what you guys did do was you managed to break into Central Tower's security office by way of getting a tour from one of the officers that you guys met in a bar. And you guys got some good intel on maybe some of the people inside of station security for Pyramid Station Alpha. And then you were taken up to the kind of the more secure offices area where they have like their morgues and labs and things like that. And also conveniently, their storage for evidence, which is where you guys had to break into. You guys did some, I wouldn't quite call it MacGyver level techniques to get in there.
Magical
Mostly,
tomfoolery.
There was a little bit of magical tomfoolery, a lot of pretending to be ill, and some actual throwing up on somebody's shoes. And at the end result, we have, let me actually load up roll 20. We have Zero and Miller got into the room, found the files they needed to, and managed to trigger security, which was already on its way, but we'll get into that later. They managed to trigger security further when they destroyed a file in the room. And then they found a secret back room where they may or may not be plotting to murder someone. I guess we'll get to that in a second. We have Rye, who is currently still pretending to be ill and being kind of manhandled by the guard that was giving them the tour. That was Officer Gentry. Miller's in the room. We had Brawl, who is kind of sort of got kicked off the floor, but no one actually walked him out because he was retching things out of his mouth pouches and then putting them back, which is disgusting. And this all resulted in station security. 2 more officers appeared on the floor, kitted out in some more assault gear. They charged down the hallway and saw the only other person on the floor is Seeker, standing rather peacefully at the corner. And one of the more overzealous guards, Officer Sims, is currently launching an assault on Seeker's face. Do you guys have anything I missed in there that you wanted to touch upon?
Nope, that about sums it up.
Yeah, I think you got everything.
Good.
The person we're looking to potentially murder was Dranor's father.
Yeah, Janor Half-Orc.
Yeah, Dranar Half-Orc's
You guys are gonna murder him?
father. That was literally the only thing they've talked about doing so far. They have not offered us another solution just yet. So we'll see how that one goes. I'm looking forward to. I don't know. All right. If you guys have nothing else, we're going to get started. I had you guys roll for initiative last time. Do you guys still have those numbers?
No.
Okay, roll for
yeah, they
initiative
might-
again.
No, if you go up, they're all there.
Yeah, they are. I got an 8.
I got 17.
I got an 8.
I got a
rolled an
29.
Impressive 4, continuing my trend of never rolling above a 10 on initiative.
You rolled
I
a
net-
what, Rye?
I rolled a 3 plus 1 for initiative. I got a 4 on initiative.
Okay, and Zero, what was yours?
29.
And that means Zero, Miller, Seeker, Brawl, Rye. And I did not actually roll for the guards, so I will move as a unit. Oh, well, actually, they rolled a big old... They actually rolled a pat there. They pulled a Rye, so... What is their initiative bonus? Let's see. It looks like, actually, Rye, you are going to be doing a little bit better than these guys.
Yay!
Let me just do some quick notes for them to make sure I'm not screwing things up.
You are.
Always am. All right, and actually, let's see. Because they rolled so low, I'm actually going to give you guys all a surprise round before.
Oh, wow.
You guys see this coming, and you're able to get a single action in before the guards act.
Really?
They will-
Me?
Yeah, even Seeker.
Yeah, even Seeker. Yeah, you'll get the chance to interrupt if
Oh
you'd like.
wow.
Yeah, your initiative roll is great, and he's technically approaching you, so you have some time to kind of prepare for that.
He just really didn't want you to lawyer up.
Yeah, right.
Seeker can stand there all what is that, basketball style, and kind of take the hit. Sports reference.
Whose turn
Those
is
are
it?
gonna
Who's
come.
first?
So I think it's
Zero's up.
There's a,
So
Hey, wait, Justin, can you switch the view?
do we have
So roll 20, please. Yep.
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't mind that I did not color in the hallway, but that is the hallway, and it is an accurate representation. I didn't worry
It's
about the
just
camera.
white tile, Dustin. White tile.
No, so I'm sorry. The tower is all nice white tile, except for in that room for whatever reason. Don't worry about it. It's fine. But no, Zero, you are up.
so we're probably just going to continue our conversation from where we were,
Mhm.
as opposed to actually doing anything at the moment.
No, that's fine. I'll give you some time to talk. I know you guys kind of had a little bit of an interrupted session because I wanted to move it along. So go for it.
All right, so I believe the last thing we were talking about was we came across his father,
Mhm.
and we started talking about potentially sabotaging it.
Mhm.
Was the last where we ended.
right. Okay. So let's talk about it. You want to start?
Well, last I said, do we want to sabotage,
Now, all right. We
or
can.
do we
set-
even bother?
So here's what here's the things. We have a couple actions here. We can either sabotage it, just pull the plug on it. We can actually see it as kind of a mercy killing or something. I mean, we don't know what's going on in here. We don't know this guy's state of mind. We can ignore it entirely.
We weren't sent here to actually do anything about this.
Right.
So,
Or three, we got station security going on here. We can just turn the thing on and maybe use him as a distraction of some sort to get ourselves out of here.
as far as what we saw as life signs, I believe you said he was alive. Like, do we know how much he's recovered, Dustin? Like, is there any indications on the computer?
No, you guys did not get deep enough into the computer to even see how long he's been there. Only that he was transferred to this back room, and then on the screen it is listing vital signs, as in he's alive.
Do we want to
I mean,
open this container and use it as a distraction?
yeah, I think it'd be a great idea.
All right. So are you doing your action to attempt to open the container? Zero.
Yeah, I guess I am.
Okay. Give me a computers check. As you try and navigate through the kind of archaic menu, this tech is a little bit older than you're used to.
I got a 10.
That being said, the interface is not actually that difficult, so you are able to get through, and you do see that there are 3 options. You have set hibernation. You have set release cycle. Ooh.
My bad.
You have set release. Stop it. You have set release cycle, and you also have set termination date.
Access set release.
Set release. All right, and then you're given the option of times. It looks like the downtime to actually revive whomever is in the tube is at least 1 hour.
So I'll bring that up to Miller. I'll say the earliest we can get him out is an hour.
All right. Well, let's set that, and maybe we can encrypt this thing so that if this guy is dangerous, I mean, we know he was once a leader of a gang. If we encrypt it, it will at least buy us more time while they focus on getting this thing reset up. So that he's it's still sleeping.
All right. So I'll go along with that if I can continue doing that this round. If not,
So what exactly are you doing?
trying to.
So we're going to set it to for him to wake up in an hour, but then we're going to encrypt the computer so that they have to actually do some sort of a computer's check to change that.
All right, I'll let you try and take that on your next action. For now, you set it to a release cycle for 1 hour, and we're going to move to Miller.
All right. I guess. Oh, actually, yeah. Can I do a quick perception check?
Please.
I want to see if there's any like I don't know fire extinguishers or anything on the walls.
Sure, roll perception.
All right. I rolled a nat 1. Nice. 8.
And our first eyes jam of the
Well, at
session.
least it was a perception check.
It was perception.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mine are always perception checks.
Glad you didn't touch the computer.
Yeah, right?
in this room,
Mhm.
you don't see anything. This room seems to be very kind of sparse, except for just as storage. It doesn't seem to have anything useful in it. You vaguely remember that there might have been some fire safety towards the furnace, but you're not sure exactly what that was.
Okay. Then I guess then I'll be like, all right, all right, Hush, you take care of this. I'm actually gonna I got a plan in mind here. So he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And do I see anything around you?
Yeah, it looks like there is a nozzle attached to the wall that specifically looks like it's supposed to cover the area around the furnace.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like a fire extinguisher, but it is built into the wall, so you're not exactly sure what type of extinguisher it is.
Okay. All right. Well, that's my action.
Yeah, it does have a hose to it, so you're not sure exactly how far you can pull it either. It's just kind of set into the wall,
Sure.
like a fire hose, but very specifically more detailed than that.
Sure.
Thicker and with a different nozzle. All right, and next up then, after Miller, we've got Seeker. What are you up to? You've got Officer Sims rushing at you with his electrically charged baton raised menacingly.
Okay, this is gonna be really dumb.
Yep.
So I'm gonna take a step forward out of the range of the camera and shut off the hologram on it. First of all, just
okay, yeah,
so
yeah, that's
I'm
fine.
so I'm not seen in the camera at all when I'm doing this or whatever. And then I'm going to kind of take another step forward and be like, hey, Officer Sims, was it? I think I saw you down in the first floor. How great it is to see you. Is there something I can help you with?
I'm gonna make that a diplomacy check.
Oh, great. I can do those. All right, what is my diplomacy? It is -1. Yes. Gotta love it.
Oh, perfect.
-1. Submit. 13.
His step falters for a second as you address him by name. His rush is slowed, but he is still approaching you with his baton out and ready, and he doesn't respond. Could you roll perception?
I can totally do those too. Oops.
Let's see that eye jam.
18 actually.
Wow.
So I will say that you notice that he's actually very uncertain because you used him. As soon as you said his name, it stopped him up a second. He's
That's why I
definitely
did
not used to that. In fact, you could probably extrapolate. That's not how he pictures his interactions with like his first criminal. It's not someone who. Also, behind him, rushing up and kind of almost trying to get a grip on his shoulder, is another officer. This one is an android, androgynous. You can't necessarily tell which gender it's acting as, if any, and it has no visible hair on its face, and it does have very pronounced blue lines across its silver-toned skin. In fact, I'll give you the name tag on that one since your perception check was good enough. That is going to be, let's see. No, we already have that one. Next up, it's going to be Officer Evans. Officer Evans. And let's see. Yeah, your dribble is good enough. That's fine. Anything you want to do since that's kind of almost more of a free action?
Oh wait, that was my action.
Yeah, well, I mean, you talked to him. Is stepping out, doing that, and talking? You're okay with that?
Yeah, I don't really have much else I would do on this turn, so I think I'm good. Or I don't think I should do anything really. I don't want to antagonize them any further. So.
Nope, totally fine. Brawl, you're up.
Okay,
Brawl,
so
you are currently so on this map. I've extrapolated a little bit just so that you can kind of see where you are. Technically, the lobby that you're in is literally 5 feet past where I had the Roll20 map built out to, but I did not feel like expanding it and dealing with that nonsense. So you are just right in that lobby. You just shoved your nasty cred stick back.
Yep.
Yeah, and
All right.
right before you see Officer Gentry looking really put upon, confused as to why his two officers just charged past him, and holding a Rye who, depending on his roles next turn, is either acting really well or really crappy. We'll see.
Okay, so I'm going to leave the lobby area, and then I'm going to approach Officer Gentry with the rye on his back and be like, "Oh, what's going on within?"
While you're doing it, could you actually roll me a perception check, please?
Oh God, why? What?
Rolls a 1.
I cannot make a perception check.
I love that you are
Hi, Jam.
essentially
Hi, Jam.
are like brutish Mr. Magoo.
I want to know how he's consistently rolling all these ones.
All
You're
right.
taking over
but
my
I think-
responsibility for rolling ones.
I think the Yosoki are pretty blind tonight.
That's brutal. Okay.
God.
So I'm trying to help you, but never mind. You tap on Officer Gentry, kind of try to get his attention. He looks back at you and he says, "Didn't I already kick you out of here?"
What? I'm waiting right here.
Just go. Shoo. Goddamn rat. fuck.
Shoo!
Did I stutter?
You know what's coming? A punch!
You punch
you?
Officer Gentry?
Yep.
No.
Do you know what's coming? A punch.
His back
Perfect.
is turned to you.
Oh,
I go for the kidney. I was born for this moment.
All right.
no.
Give me a kidney punch. Let's do it. You are
Gonna be
not
good
gonna like
karma.
this.
Spooping God.
I think that should be your catchphrase, by the way. Do you know what's coming? A punch.
Oh God.
So
Yeah.
is he actively looking at him? Please tell
I'm
me
gonna-
who's the punch.
I'm gonna say he kind of turns away after shooing him, and you go up for the punch, right? And you've got it. His kidney's in place, and as you get close to him, you're right up on him. His foot shuffles back as if you're like a stray dog, and he just kind of bats you out of the way as if you're just kind of annoying. He doesn't even. I'll give him a perception check. Let's see if he notices this was an assault on his person or not. He literally does not even notice this was an assault on
I
his
was
person.
born for this is a better catchphrase.
Oh, that's good too, yeah.
So I was born for this, and he's like, shoo, and he continues on with that. And before you can embarrass yourself further, Rye, it is your turn.
I can
Oh,
already
God.
see. I can already see the merch, the T-shirt of Brawl shouting out, "I was born for this" as he punches past a dragon's face.
Straight
Well,
into the dragon's mouth.
yeah.
Oh.
So, did he see the assault on his person?
Roll perception to see if Rye would notice.
Okay, because I actually did not see.
I know it didn't directly involve you. Of course you didn't.
16.
Yeah, you notice. In fact, I'll say you might even kind of nudge him when you see that Brawl's coming. You kind of nudge him a little bit so he's distracted. He does not notice that Brawl just attempted to assault his kidneys.
Okay, I look back at real quick. I look back at Rye with this face.
You gotta
You look
describe
back
it. Describe
at
it.
you look back at yourself.
I look back at Brawl with this face.
What face is that for our audio
Me
listeners?
vigorous, the podcast listeners who aren't there. It's a face of stern disapproval and a vigorously shaking head.
And your
and
action
then,
for the surprise round that you guys all have somehow.
So what was that?
You have like a one action. Not
Yeah. So real quick, I say to Gentry, sorry. I think something's wrong with your coworkers. I'm not sure what's going on, but I think you need to get a strong handle on it before this looks bad for you and everybody else. It's a diplomacy.
Yeah, roll diplomacy and see if you convince him.
I'm already friendly with the guy, so it's this. I rolled a
forgot
20
that
plus
one.
I roll 1d6 on top of that.
Yep.
So wait, you roll 2d6 on these?
No, I roll 1d6 and 1d20.
Like
Yeah.
And why is it not? Oh, okay, there we go. So 23 is
But
my.
you
No, your
actually
macro already has the D6 on it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
You are correct. I forgot I
Nope.
programmed that into it.
You program / Justin did it for you. That's fine.
Yeah.
I will say that you're not sure how friendly you are with him since you threw up on his shoe. But, however, you do manage to trigger something in him, and I'll say that attempt probably takes up your turn. And we're going to go to Officer Gentry next, and he kind of belts out down the hall after the quickly retreating officers and says, "Officers, stand down this instant and explain yourselves." And at this point, Officer Sims like skids to a halt and lands right adjacent to Seeker. And looks back at very confused. He's got the baton. He's not lowered the baton at all, but now he's kind of looking behind at his boss, and then he's looking at the apparently very friendly android who we're not sure what he's doing in the security station unattended. And Officer Sims lowers the baton without assaulting Seeker's face. And the android that is accompanying him looks back and says, "We were summoned to this area because of an alarm in the evidence storage room, specifically the furnace. We believe this android may be involved." Officer Gentry says, "Okay, we don't determine that by smashing people in the face. We've been over this. There is a class on that. Remember your training. Handcuff him with your binders and take him down to questioning, please."
Excuse me, but I've been standing in that corner this entire time. If people have walked by and seen me, I have not gone anywhere. I don't even know what room you're talking about. It's true. I did have people that did walk by that can attest to me being there.
Nope, that's
But
fine.
you did say you don't know what room they're talking about. Deception roll, go.
No, Officer Gentry, he gives you like a patient nod, looking irritated as hell, and he says, "I understand, and I do not care. Get in the binders, or I'm going to let Officer Sims utilize his baton."
Also, this cannot take too long. I do have a meeting with the magistrate in about very soon.
Not technically a bluff, I suppose. So let's see if you can convince him of your truth there. Give me, I guess, diplomacy. I'll go for. See if he believes you.
Does Rye want to join in on this at all?
I have a question.
Yeah, shoot.
I have a enchantment. It's called Daze.
7.
That I could, in theory, utilize, but I don't know whether that's something that can be cast secretly or not.
What is it's a spell?
Yeah. I get it. I forget why I have it. The Shinto magic. At will. I've got Daze or Psychokinetic Hand once per day. And also Detect Thoughts. It's a spell-like ability.
Yep.
And the text is, the spell short circuits the mind of a humanoid creature with a CR of 3 or lower so that it is dazed, unable to take actions, but take no penalty to AC. Humanoids of CR 4 or higher not affected. I don't see anything besides a saving will. A saving throw. Will negates.
Sure.
I don't know if it's something.
I'll let you give it a shot. Are you doing it to Officer Gentry?
No. I'm doing it to Officer Rookie
Sims.
That's the one.
What's the range on that? Because he's a pretty significant distance from you.
25 plus 5 foot for every 2 levels.
Yeah, he's 90 feet away from you.
Okay. Is there anyone else near me?
Officer Gentry.
Just Officer Gentry.
If you look at Roll20, that is an accurate depiction of your location.
Oh, I didn't know that you had that updated. Sorry. Then yes, I will try on Officer Gentry.
As you attempt, you feel it fizzle, and you realize that he is outside of your ability to manipulate.
Okay. Then I will.
Pat?
Yeah,
Just for future reference, the DC is 10 plus your charisma.
10 plus my charisma.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
thank you.
he's higher than CR3. So
Oh, that's
okay.
fine.
yeah, I'm gonna actually go back to Seeker. Seeker, he is not convinced. Whether or not that's true, that's fine. You may still convince him of that later, but in this heated moment, he is not convinced enough to change his mind. Alex Sims, the officer, is reaching for his binders and attempting to place them on your wrist.
All right. Well, you'll just have to answer to the magistrate once we get there. I'm
Okay,
sure
now do me
he
a
will
favor.
not be happy.
Roll me intimidate, and then I'm gonna have him take you off.
As you know, he does not always have time for people. All right. So what am I rolling? What did you say?
Intimidate.
Intimidate. That's another negative one.
You're gonna take
I'm
him
not.
out on
I'm
an
not a
ultimate
very
date.
good.
At
You
this
know.
at this point, I while that's going on, I would like to show Gentry
18.
Nice.
my data pad with the information from the magistrate showing that we have a meeting with a big up, and this is a relatively major inconvenience.
Just a reminder: there are 4 magistrates in this particular dome.
Yes, and we have
yeah.
we have a thing
I
with one
can't
of
think
them.
of his name though. On like as a player, I can't think of his name.
That's Alden Stoyer.
Yes, Alden Stoyer.
Okay, and you showed the data pad.
I will drop the name as well.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm name dropping.
What is on your data pad? I don't believe you have a message from him. I think you have a message from his wife.
No, I think we got a message from him too. Didn't
No,
we?
we got it from his wife.
Correct.
Oh yeah.
You could show the officer that if you'd like.
No, they definitely got one
Yeah,
from the
I'll
magistrate.
I'll do that.
A reminder of what that message says from the way it's her personal schedule,
Oh, it's her schedule.
and it's like where to find me with a couple of like heart emojis and stuff. It's
Oh, then no, I don't show that one, but I remember it fondly.
that's fair.
Come have a thrilling staring contest.
Yeah, you know, I'll say that's probably canon. That's probably what yours says. You're gonna name drop, and if you want to make another attempt at that, I'll let you go on your turn. Rye, for now, Seeker. I'm assuming you put your arms out for the binders.
Well, I said that I got an 18 on my intimidate.
Yeah, Alex. Officer Sims looks shaken. Officer Gentry does not care, but at least Sims looks like very contrite now.
All right, I do go peacefully though.
Okay, he puts the binders on you as gently as possible, like barely, like they might not even completely maglock on your wrist. He is trying to be gentle like a baby, and he takes you up this hallway. Let's go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and that'll be his turn. And then the android says, "And what should I be doing?" And then Officer Gentry replies, did I give this one a name? Did I already tell you guys what it was? Evans, right? Is that what it was?
Evans.
I already
Evans.
forgot that. Officer Evans is instructed to search the remainder of the floor and especially the evidence room. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. The android, unbeknownst to anyone really, because it disappears quickly around the corner, is outside of the evidence room door now. And that will be Officer Gentry does not make any other actions other than coordinating his people and waiting for you guys to reach the end of the hallway where he's at, which is, again, he's towards the lobby with the excited Brawl and Rye. And next up is Zero. You're up.
So they all had actions during that surprise round?
Yes. Yeah, they all got one action. Everyone was in the surprise round. You did not surprise them.
Round.
I let you guys act in what was their original surprise round because they rolled so garbage. A little wonky way to do it, but because we did it weird at the end of last episode, I'm just gonna let it fly.
All right. So I imagine it's back to the top of the order. So I will attempt to encrypt the computer.
Go ahead and give me a computer check as you try to set the password for something more than.
Ooh, baby.
All right, I'm actually going to make that DC what they have to get. what they have to get through to access that. So
Yeah.
it is. You do see like steam, fog and steam start to issue out of the seams of this pod, and a countdown goes down for release scheduled for, and it gives you an hour countdown.
And after that, I'm going to just move as I imagine we're going to head for the exit after.
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. You good there?
Yeah.
All right, Miller, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna grab the fire extinguisher, the one that's rolled up on the wall there, and I'm gonna run as far as I can. Kind of unraveling it. How far does it go before I get to the end?
Not quite that far.
I'll also let Miller know
Hmm?
the encryption was successful.
Good job, Hush.
The hose goes 40 feet, but it's actually attached to the point next to the furnace right here. So 40 feet from this square, and I'll draw a little squiggle on it so you can kind of see what I'm talking about.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Is it taking a look at it, is it like one of those high powered ones, like really thick, kind of like a a fire hose?
It is like a fire hose, except where that is a smooth tube. This is one of those ones that kind of folds like an accordion. It's plastic, and the nozzle is like wide, much wider than a hose. This more looks like it's probably some sort of foam dispenser, or at least if it is dispensing liquid, that is a lot of liquid it's planning on going for it.
All right.
Based on what he's grabbing, can I look and see if I know what it is?
What was that?
Can I figure out what he actually grabbed? Like, what it would be dispensing or doing?
Well, it doesn't matter because so if I pulled it out, then let's see, it'd only go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. So I'd basically get here and then realize that's too short. So what I'd do is I'd finish my second movement, which gets me to about right here, and take out my own personal fire extinguisher that I do have on.
If you pulled it out, it would go 40 feet. Is that what you're saying?
No. I carry a little fire extinguisher, and I actually looked up the rules on them too.
So what is what do you do? You're sprinting down the kind of aisle between two shelves, stacks of data disks, and you're just gonna keep going, or what's your?
So basically, I have the fire extinguisher in hand. I have not pulled it at all. I'm carrying it. Basically, so I'm gonna turn to Hush and grab it. All right, Hush. I'm gonna make a distraction. This thing's kind of tiny. I'm gonna see if we could try to hide ourselves in the smoke. Once we get out, make a beeline to the elevator. We'll come up with something later. Your mic is gone again. Your mic is gone, Mike.
All right. Well,
There you are.
I'll say sounds good.
Perfect. All right, and that is Miller's turn. So Seeker, you are up again.
Oh, I'm kind of in handcuffs.
Do you do anything while you're in handcuffs? Spells no longer have components that require hands.
That's true. None of my spells will be helpful at the moment unless I'm a magic missile somebody in the face. Or holographic image them. Nah, I guess I'm pretty good.
Okay.
Actually, here's a question. Yeah, that's a good idea. Can I see from where I am? Can I see the camera?
This is the camera that you had not previously
Which is-
holo imaged.
Okay, I don't know where you're pointing. Theater of mind. Tell me where it is.
No,
it
I'm gonna
behind
start
me?
drawing that. It's behind you. It's behind you, and it's got angles going out where the purple lines
Okay.
are. Kind of
All
where
right.
it-
Okay, so the one behind me is not the camera going towards the room.
Correct.
All right, so never mind. I can't. I was gonna try to push it with psychokinetic hand so that it wouldn't point on the doorway when they came out, but nope, can't do that.
Correct.
So, yeah, no, I'm just going to. I think I'll delay my turn.
Okay. Brawl, you're up.
So having Rye turn around and tell Brawl not to do anything with the shake of his head, He kind of just does like a quick about face and walks back into the lobby.
No. Also not okay.
Well, since you turned away, actually, are you going to use your telepathy to talk to him?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah. I quickly just shout, so it is very loud inside of his minuscule little rat brain. I said, "Don't hit him." I didn't say leave.
Okay. Do you just want me to stand here?
Figure it out.
Did you walk back into the lobby and then he's telling you and you're turning around? Is that what's happening?
So I was turning around to walk back into the lobby.
Okay.
But I don't think Brawl would come up with a plan to really settle the situation that Rye wants him to solve. So I think
solve the situation you want Brawl to solve.
Well, so I can see Seeker cuffed in with the guy down the hall, right?
Correct.
All right. New plan. You guys ready for this?
No, I'm not.
Don't
I'm
punch
not ready for
somebody.
Or do.
Not with the rolls that I get. So let's see. How far can I move here? I could. Yep. Okay. This is happening. Alrighty. So Brawl is gonna like push himself around the two here, and I'm gonna go up to these guys over here and be like, "Well, what's he cuffed up for? What did he do?"
Officer Sam's now really out of sorts. He and he points to Officer
I
Gentry.
did nothing. This is undue incarceration.
Officer Gentry is just face palming at this point, and he says, "We are taking you down for questioning. Where are your friends, little mouse?"
Well, I don't know. It's in the bathroom.
It's true.
Yes, and so conveniently was I. What was that?
That was him retching.
Pretending to be sick again.
Are you now? Oh God. Roll bluff. Roll bluff, but I'm giving you a negative. That's awful.
Is
No!
What'd you roll?
A 1.
A 1 again? Is that like a third one today?
Officer Gentry says, "Enough of this, spoop. Officer Evans, please come escort this Yosoki with your smallest and tightest pair of binders. Thank you." He called to the android officer who walked around the corner. Brawl, I'm going to end your turn there before you roll any more ones. Rye, what are you doing now?
That's fine.
I say nothing further of my two friends, but to say to Gentry, "Officer, I understand that there is some confusion, but I must remind you, we are here on business with Magistrate Stoyer, and this is more than mildly inconveniencing us. I understand that you have your protocols, but surely this is a bit much."
So now you're here for the magistrate and not on a school trip?
They are both. Wait, hold on. What? Oh, God.
Miller has us here under the guise of us being on a school trip.
Miller has us here on the guise of us.
Well, I was.
Not everybody, yeah.
Well, again, you guys got in with him, so you were.
Okay. I am going to bluff and say, "Well, who do you think is sponsoring the school trip? It's our civics class."
All right, yeah, roll it. I'm gonna give you a situational bonus +2. I like that. We'll go for that.
All right. This is bluff +2, so 21.
21.
Ooh.
And he says, "All right, fine. You whatever. Where are your friends? Get them out here around the corner in the lobby. Let's get you downstairs. And I frankly never want to see you again."
Understood. Let's all go to the lobby
Yeah.
because we're in a hallway disconnected from the lobby. Is that correct?
The lobby's behind you in the hallway.
Get ourselves
It's,
a snack.
And he says, "Not until I have your other little rat friend and the android that doesn't say a goddamn thing."
Well, if I were to hazard a guess, I think they probably would have seen this whole thing going and expected us to meet outside.
He calls back to the security attendant. "Hey, Sally, did those other two leave?" Sally responds, "No, but that one right there, the one that just ran off down the hallway, he threw up and put it back in his mouth. It was disgusting. I haven't seen anyone else. Unless they left, I'm gonna be honest, I threw up a little bit too. Maybe they walked by while I was indisposed."
Can I call out to Rye? Rye, just go get them. Just go look for them.
Outside?
No.
Great
Just
idea.
do what the man says so we can get out of here. Telepathy to you. He's giving you a chance to go look for them, meaning that nobody else will be. Take it.
Understood. So was I being carried?
He let you go.
Okay. I just go, I'll see what I can find. Is there a cafeteria on this floor or a break room?
Yeah, it's across. He points to the door next to your head. It's over here.
I
Go around the hallway. Officer Evans, did you see anyone down there? Officer Evans calls back as they are walking around the corner and says, "No, but I did not get very far before you called me back to put my smallest, tightest binders on the rat." Officer Gentry says, "Right. Just continue to do that, please." And he points to you, "Right. Go, get your friends. I will be here. We are leaving, and you guys are not coming back, magistrate or no magistrate." I'm gonna be really honest with you. I don't even like half the magistrates here.
I start walking down and
It's Alden Sawyer.
Telepathically to Seeker. Okay, I can find them, but I can't hide the camera.
I don't think I have anything to help.
I suspect that you do not.
Nope.
I think we're probably going to be out of combat for this one, so I'm just going to play this without the initiative order. Officer Evans does come around and does attempt to cuff you, Brawl. Are you being cuffed?
Brawl will be cuffed.
Perfect. You put out your little paws and get little tight binders on. And he does make them, or they make them very tight. It is uncomfortable.
As
Ow!
I walk, I got the wrong token. As I walk by him and I'll move my my icon, I just look over at him in cuffs and go, about right, and I keep walking.
Oh, Jesus. Oh God. Okay. Could I get Miller and Zero to give me a perception check?
All right. 24.
9.
Zero, not so much. But Miller, you're below, like you're near some grates as you're kind of scampering down this hall, and you are able to hear some of what's transpiring in the hallway, just traveling through one of the kind of air ducts.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have an idea of what's going on. I won't say you know exactly sure, but you do know that it does seem that there are security guards in the hallway. Your party is engaging in them, and things seem to be de-escalating. You don't hear any violence.
Okay.
And next up, it is actually the guards. So I'm going to say they begin walking you guys out, and that is specifically Seeker and Brawl are walked to the lobby. And as you guys kind of get into the lobby, you see that there is a new elevator that you guys did not see previously, which is connected to the inner wall of the tower, where the elevator you came from was on the outer wall of the tower. And this elevator is very specifically for station security. It's got their logo in Comic Sans font. It has riot gear lining the walls and some weapons lining the other walls. This is like an emergency elevator for station security, and it's how they address threats throughout the tower at the drop of a, I guess, proverbial hat, maybe a helmet, because we're in space. It's fine. They do not take you down this elevator. Officer Sims says, "Oops, I forgot to shut the elevator," and he like swipes an ID card, which closes the elevator, and they take you to the external elevator, and you guys begin going down. And this is, again, you guys are in the larger elevator, not the one-person elevator as we were talking about previously. And Rye gets around the corner. What are you guys doing in the room right now, Miller and Zero?
I was actually making my way to the door.
Yep, that's fine. You make it, no problem.
Doing the same thing.
Could I give you can I get a perception check from you?
18.
Yeah, okay, you're doing just fine. As you walk underneath it, you notice there is a camera in this room that's pointed straight at the door.
Oh, am I in the view?
And you have been multiple times. Yeah, it's over here.
Oh. Well, that sucks.
Time to burn the whole room down.
Don't think that's how cameras work now.
Is that the only camera in the room?
Yes, that you've seen, anyways. But I'll say yes.
Can
I hack it?
You don't have a ton of time to, but it does look to be it is accessible.
All right, from where?
Underneath it. Yeah, you can get up in it.
All right, I'm gonna try to hack it, see if I can wipe the last, 5-10 minutes or so.
All right, and make a computer's check as Rye reaches the door. And Rye, what are you doing as you reach the door to the evidence hall? You pass Officer Evans in the hallway going around the corner.
Assuming he would ask for it, I would offer assistance.
Yes, I would absolutely.
Okay, go for it.
Oh, shit. I mean, spook.
While they're doing their thing, so there's a camera pointed at me, correct?
Yes, there is a camera pointed at you down the far end of the hallway.
So that's over here on the left?
Correct.
Okay. And then there's a door underneath that, correct?
It's a hallway. That's a hallway going down around the corner.
So if you look at roll 20 where I'm currently pinging,
I just made it visible. Yeah, it's a hallway that continues around the corner.
So I'm going to walk down, ignoring that door completely, even though I know they're in there.
Yep.
And I'm gonna, as I'm walking down, telepathically say to Miller that hey, Miller, you guys think you're gonna get out anytime soon? Because we're starting to get pinched. I say that in like I'm trying to channel his accent a little bit, as it's not so great.
Make my way out there, guy. Trying to cover our tracks.
Well, the thing about it is I don't know how to get you out of here because the camera's out here too, looking for you. And that's no longer a Boston accent because he realizes he can't do it. What do I see down this hallway? Another camera pointing at me?
Another camera pointing at you above a door that continues. It's the hallway truncates in a door, and there's a series of doors peppered throughout the hallway going to different offices and labs.
Okay, do there seem to be any doors that would lead to rooms that share a wall with like any of these spaces in this black between the hallway and the room they're in?
Yeah, I'd say there's probably a door about here. I'll put it in place. Yeah, let's say there's a door probably about halfway down the hallway right here.
Okay, what I'd like to do is get into that room.
Sure, you try to kind of jimmy it open and the door's locked.
What does the door, does it have a label on the outside or anything?
Yeah, janitor's closet.
Janitor's closet.
Yeah.
I don't have lock picking, I don't believe. Is that the only door on this side?
On that side, yes.
Okay. Um,
Let me go back to their computer check because that's going to solve some of your problems.
yeah.
Zero, you are able to assist, like looking over Miller's shoulder. You're like, no, there, put that, Neo there, whatever. You kind of give him some instructions, and you guys are able to successfully enter the camera's root system, and you guys get access. All the cameras are on a network. So for this floor, there's a network of cameras. Additionally, they don't stream live. They record locally. Into the computer's memory that is in this room that you're in. That's why it's the biggest camera. That's why I actually gave it an item. It's a little bit bulkier than the cameras in the hallway, which are more like pinhole bulbs or whatever. But this one is a bulkier one, so it has the data storage there. You do have access to that information if you need it.
Cool. Now then, is it like a console system? Do I have options available to me?
So
or-
yeah, you've got your like little hacking kit thing plugged into it, so you do get like its root menu, like green text scrolling across your screen, really basic commands.
So the things I would like to do is, let's see, I'd like to see if I can erase maybe the last. I mean, how long have we been in here? Like 2-3 minutes?
I'd say we're going to extend the time a little bit longer outside of like kind of the gameplay fluff of a couple minutes.
Yep.
So you've probably been on the floor for about 50 minutes to an hour.
All
You had a
right.
little bit of a tour with Officer Gentry.
Yep.
You got into the room. You searched the room.
Well, yeah. How long have I been in this particular room?
In this particular room? 20 minutes tops.
20 minutes tops. All right. So then Miller would see if he can get rid of the last footage in the last 20 minutes. If it's
so Zero is going to actually pipe up and say, instead of erasing the last 20 minutes that we've been here, erase a lot longer than that, so it looks like this happened a while ago.
Good idea. All right.
That was actually a really good call.
Yeah. Good call, Hush. We'll see what we could do there. All right.
Yeah, you're able to set it back. So what you're doing, it's not actually deleting, but you are getting the option to start recording, and you can basically record over the stored memory.
Cool. All right. Now, you said it's a root access to all cameras?
On this floor.
Okay. Can I disable just this particular camera for maybe 30 seconds, or actually all cameras on floor for about 30 seconds?
Yeah, you see that there's a shut off and reset. You're not exactly sure how long it's going to be, but you could
just reboot cameras. Reboot cameras. Yeah. That's perfect.
And I'll say with your tech background, you probably anticipate that not to be an immediate process. So you could guess at least 30 seconds is probably safe.
Okay. All right. Once I hit enter, we're boogieing out of here. We're gonna see if we can meet up with Rye. Do I still have a telepathic link up with Rye?
Probably not.
Okay.
Well, I was telepathically linked to him.
Yeah, but then he had to focus on fixing the computer.
Sure. Fair enough. Yep. All right. Then yeah, that's what we do.
Sure. Yeah. The computer, like you see, like a little light fade that you didn't even notice was there in the first place, and the camera goes dark. Rye, you can roll perception if you want to say if you see it or not. Whether or not it matters, we'll see. And you guys kind of boogie to the doorway.
21?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do notice the camera light kind of dills. It goes dim.
I haul ass backwards.
Sure, perfect. Yeah, you guys all kind of enter into that hallway at the same time, bursting through the doors.
While I run by, what's this door say?
That one says Cryolab. Stop making me make stuff up.
I'm trying to find an excuse. Oh, we found him in this room. He was stuck. The door jammed, like Brawl's eyes.
And his fists.
When you were down the other hallway, you probably saw like an office door that wasn't labeled. You could probably use that. That would have just had like rooms A through G or something like that. It wouldn't have been specific, and it's just offices. So I'd say on the outer wall, you could probably pitch that if that's what came up. Sure. The cryo lab, not so much. That would be like heavily secured locked door. In fact, everything on this wall that you're looking at is heavily secured. Everything across from evidence storage is like heavily secured. Doors, but otherwise, yeah, on the other one you get offices in the back there, so that would be probably fine. And you guys kind of all floor into the hallway, and as you guys meet up in the hallway, you have about, I don't know, let's say 10 seconds as you guys have to round that corner and kind of get your story straight.
All right. We got to come up with someone. If there's anybody,
You got stuck in an office. You don't understand how the doors work here.
okay, good.
I don't know.
Do we see anybody?
No, you would have gotten out if you did.
All right.
All right. You will notice that the hallway has been empty since this security arrived on the scene.
Okay.
All right. Now you guys all meet up. We can go away from Roll20. We're not going to be using that. I don't think for anything else. So you guys do meet up with the rest of the folks in the lobby, which actually is just Officer Gentry. Officer Gentry is waiting impatiently, tapping his foot, and he looks at the three of you and says, "Are we ready to go? Finally, no more throwing up."
Oh yeah. Is Brawley? Are you all right?
Brawl. I'm
still
so
there?
sorry. Brawl and Seeker are actually already down the elevator. Let me get
Oh,
them off
there
the
we
map. I'm sorry. That's my bad. I didn't. Wasn't clear about that. It's just you and Officer Gentry.
Sorry, officer. There was a lot of noise. I kind of got spooked, and my friend kind of, went and he kind of chased me down, trying to calm me down.
He doesn't handle the sick so well.
With no emotion showing on his face other than disappointment, Officer Gentry says, "Me either." And he's eyeballing you specifically, Rye, as he kind of flicks.
I
some
look
vomit
I
all
look
over you.
sheepishly down. Sorry.
What did he make up now?
Make sure
You
you
said that out
preface
loud?
that.
You son of a bitch.
I didn't say that out loud. I was thinking it.
I asked Michael to give me some
Good
internal
cover.
thoughts externally.
Oh.
Maybe preface it with you think to
I
yourself,
wanted him to get all disappointed thinking I said
to do the thing. He did do the
He
thing.
did the
I
thing.
interrupted it. He did the thing.
Truly
All
do the
right.
thing.
All right, you guys. As Zero wonders to himself, you guys are let out by a very impatient Officer Gentry. You guys get down the elevator. You meet up with the rest of your crew, who are kind of waiting, still in binders, with Officer Sims and Officer Evans. And Officer Gentry just waves. He waves to cut the binders. You guys are released, and he kind of stands for all of you, and he says, "I want you guys out of Central as fast as humanly possible. If I see you on my beat or in my bar again, I'm going to make up something to assault you, magistrate or not. I'm not a crooked cop, as far as you know, but I am not someone you wanted to piss off, and I'm mighty peeved."
Understood, sir.
He walks back into the main area. He walks around the building towards the main entrance, and Officer Evans follows immediately. Zero, you recognize. In fact, Zero and Miller, you recognize Officer Evans as the android, the hairless android that you guys had encountered in the courtroom area.
I was in that
rather-
area too, but I probably rolled a 1.
But
Probably.
just real quick before we walk away,
Yep.
I walk up to Gentry and I say, "I just want it to be known that I appreciate all of your assistance in this and all other matters." And I reach into my pocket and I pull out a pre-signed autograph and I hand it to Officer Gentry and I say, "Someday, that's going to be worth money. You hold on to that." And I lightly tap him on the shoulder as I turn to leave.
He actually keeps your eyes locked for a moment as he slowly inserts the paper into his mouth, chews it noisily, and swallows before walking away, or
Wow.
attempting to walk away, depending on how you react.
Well,
he punches him in the kidney.
Please
Well.
do.
I guess I'll take your name off of the newsletter. And I turn around.
Officer Sims did hang back, and he kind of looks over at Miller, and he says, "Listen, I don't know what you're doing with Officer Gentry. I am really sorry about all of this. I will continue the search for your snow globe, man."
Thank you, Officer Sims. I mean, this is gonna make one hell of a report.
I look over at Seeker and just telepathically, snow globe?
Mm-hmm.
Officer Sims, looking like all sorts of disappointed, confused, and emotionally traumatized, follows his fellow officers around the corner of the tower, the large central tower for Central Dome. And you guys are left to your own devices.
I don't know why he was so mad at me. I didn't do anything.
All I did was go to the bathroom.
Yeah. So, guys, we should probably make ourselves scarce.
I need to go to the magistrate's office.
Yeah. We're all gonna go there. I'm guessing this is probably something that's gonna go down in the station. I don't know, in 50 minutes or so.
Oh, wait, what did you do?
I just look at him. What did you do?
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Let's not do this in front of security.
Yes. Let's go to somewhere more private.
Yes.
Did we give them our weapons on the way in?
No.
I think we did.
We
We
did.
had to send it up like a tube or something.
Yeah.
No more Dogeco.
That's okay. I will. Well, I mean, honestly, you guys have to go back into the tower, anyways. But yeah, you guys. Let me see. Would he let you collect your weapons? Yeah, you know, I'll say the officers collected their weapons and handed them back to you. They wouldn't want that in their storage, anyways.
Perfect.
So as you guys were being escorted out, they grabbed your weapons for you. We won't make that more difficult than it needs to be. I will remind Rye and Seeker, your appointment is nigh.
Yeah,
It
we
Yes, I would go straight up.
Central Tower.
Yeah.
yeah, that's straight up to it.
All right.
Who is utilizing the elevator? How are you guys doing the elevator? You've got the mass elevator, which does require security clearance that I don't believe you guys have.
Just a quick
Yes, we do.
question for clarification. Is this meeting just for Rye and Seeker, or is it
I'm a little
our
confused on
company?
that one as well.
It was specifically extended to Rye and Seeker.
Okay.
The better question is, should we show up anyway?
No.
He did actually give us clearance though, because he said, put your fingerprint in, you'll be fine. He'll bring it right up to me.
To a personal elevator, yeah.
Mm.
The
Alright.
large
Yeah.
loading elevator does
Oh,
not have.
Yeah, no. Okay.
It's a keypad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can still try it, but
Yeah.
if you want, you can go into the personal. So
Do this
nobody else
legit.
is following you guys.
I don't think there is any need for the three of us.
You guys can bring up that we're here, and if he wants us to come up, he can just send you guys down to bring us up or something.
That's true too.
Well, we don't even know why he wants us though.
Yeah.
Like it was just, hey, I know you and you by name. Get up here.
Yep.
Get
So
out.
I pull Miller aside and say, I don't know what you did. I don't know what kind of a scene it's gonna cause, but if this ruins a sponsorship for me, you're gonna hear about it. But that's for later. For now, maybe take those two and check on the ship.
If hold on, if something's gonna go down, and the magistrates are powerful, shouldn't we go visit them so if we can hide or something?
Somebody's fan in the background's coming through.
no, it's
Okay.
gone. Yeah, Brawl. What we'll do is we'll stay on standby. How far is your telepathic range?
Yeah, now somebody's fan. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't actually know that. Let me
I should
let me look that up.
I gotcha. On board, let's shoot. Limited to up to 30 feet. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
All right. So that's
Somebody's fan is really blasting.
Yeah.
all right. Well, we'll go back to our hotel room, and if because it's in the same tower, right?
Correct.
Okay. And if you can get us up there, awesome. If not, we'll just kind of hang back here and stand by.
I'm going to fast forward and say
Yeah.
you guys
Very
all go up
goatee.
together and stop splitting the goddamn party.
Oh, all right. Well,
yeah, you guys get up. You realize that it is a public landing area, so there's plenty of space for you guys to hang out in
Okay.
the hallway outside of the offices for the magistrate. And it is a bunch of, while the magistrate has the biggest office, it's other officials and the bureaucracy of the dome reside on this floor. So there's plenty of space in there, like lobby with seating and flowers and potted plants, all this nonsense. It's a nice little plush-looking area. And I'll say you guys all hang out there while we have Rye and Seeker approach the secretary, who is standing outside of like the hallway that goes to the magistrate's particular office.
On our way up on the elevator, I turned to Brawl. Are you feeling okay? Are you feeling better now?
Did you and Brawl ride the same elevator?
Huh?
They're individual elevators.
Oh, wait, so we didn't ride the same one? Okay, well then before we leave,
You are
I'm going to
allowed
ask him if he, are you okay?
Oh yeah, I'm feeling loads better. Man, it's like I wasn't even sick.
That's great to know. I'm so happy for you.
I look at Brawl as he attempts to take credit for an even moderately okay acting performance, and I just shake my head in disapproval.
Maybe I can play in one of your plays now.
Hold on, I turned to Rye, and you were just acting sick. That wasn't even good. I can totally tell you weren't.
Savages.
All right. So now you guys are out of this lobby. What are you guys doing as you approach the magistrate's secretary? Are you going to say anything in particular?
Props for actually puking, though.
I walk up to the secretary and I puff up my chest and try my best to channel the air of an aristocrat or a celebrity or someone who is very pompous, so it should be relatively easy for me. And I look down at the secretary. Excuse me, miss, I'm sure you've already heard, but we have an appointment. I have an appointment with the magistrate. My name is Reich Oren. Yes, that Reich Oren. Yes, actor extraordinaire, singer, songwriter, writer, playwright.
You can sing?
Of course I can sing.
I've never heard it.
And I just forgetting this secretary exists entirely. I just turn and I sing a quick little Lashunta nursery rhyme in the native Lashunta tongue. Nursery rhyme because he won't understand the words and it'll be probably culturally easy to recall.
And who wouldn't understand?
The android. I'm assuming
gotcha.
that he doesn't speak the Lashunta tongue.
Seeker, do you speak Lashunta?
I don't.
I speak it.
That's fine.
I speak Castrovellian.
Okay, so the nursery rhyme is a warning that we sing to our children that we consider to be especially slow. It's basically like a warning along the lines of don't stick your finger in the light socket, don't try to eat the cat's foot.
For Castrovel, that'd probably be don't walk into the woods alone.
Yeah, straight up. It's like
Or the
the
jungle
nursery
alone.
rhyme we sing to like the slower kids who did something stupid.
Miller goes to speak up. He just kind of holds the finger up, has his mouth open, and just.
And I don't
well,
think I would have needed to roll on that, but just in case it was a 20, but I don't think I'd need to roll on that. I could have taken a 10.
Rolled for singing. Yeah, the Lashunta secretary, who is kind of like not looking at you guys, kind of browsing like an in-place computer screen, says, "You can go on in."
So after the performance, I take out a card. It's a yet another pre-signed autograph, but it was clear that I did not have enough quality paper. This is signed on the back of a cafe receipt, and it looks as if maybe I was rushed by some scary person showing up because halfway through the game,
So wait, is this gonna be a
as if
thing?
I
Hold on.
quickly ducked underneath the
This
table.
could be a thing that Rye, on his free time, he's gonna spend exuberant amount of time writing out his signature on business cards because this is gonna be great.
You
You
got
know-
it. That's
He
exactly
literally did this at the convention, right? He signed a sheet of paper as
Yeah.
if he was Rye.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
God.
we give it to Chris.
Yeah, he gave it to Chris, the GM of the
Oh,
other
man.
podcast we mentioned earlier. Yeah.
Hype space.
Yep.
Ooh, right. Do you know any Sheeran? I have a great proposition for you.
Nope, let's go. And I just walk into the magistrate's office.
Yeah, she takes the signature and kind of tucks it in a. She's got like this like needle thing where she sticks on like used receipts or something like that and just slams it on through.
And Justin, out of character, if you actually did have a proposition, hold on to that, because I'm definitely down for playing up on the character development. But just at this moment, he probably is not interested. He just walks by. So hold on to that. Make it.
Does Ryan know how to speak Sheeran though?
Miller does.
I do.
I know Common, Castrovellian / Lashunta, and Isoki.
Yeah.
As you guys walk into the office, the doors are, let's say this is being that's kind of like official offices, a little schwankier. The door probably goes up about maybe 30 feet high. It goes up to like this high ceiling that you guys are in for this room. And it's not that high, but it's high for doors anyways. And the doors swing open and they reveal a lush office lined with bookshelves on the three walls that kind of come in before you. Really dark woody tones throughout any of the wallpaper you guys see or the furniture. It's very dark and all tied together. Definitely time was put in to make this look like a very neutral and appeasing place. Also, it looks wealthy. This is something that you would not see in any sort of room, building, office in the lower domes. At the end of the office, which is, we'll say it's probably another 30 feet deep, there is a large wooden or faux wood desk. You can't tell from here. Wood's pretty rare on Pistol, but you don't know. And behind the desk is the stockily built Lashunta that you guys met in his own manor. This is Magistrate Alden Stoyer. And he looks up as you are coming in. He was reviewing some notes on his desk. And he waves you guys down kind of animatedly, very excited to see you guys. He motions to a couple of seats that he has at the edge of his desk. The desk is excessively large for what he needs, but yeah, he kind of ushers you towards the end of it.
So as I approach, I do so with a graceful approach, and as I get there, I recall a culturally significant gesture made between Lashuntas on Castrovel when greeting, and it's kind of like a bow or something along those lines. So
whatever you say is canon, so make it so.
I don't know if it's canon in the books, but
No, I will make it canon.
It is now.
Make it so. Please describe what you do.
So as I approach, my arms are out to the side, bent, and then they go out, and I bow straight forward and come back up.
So was that arms outstretched? I couldn't really see that on the screen.
Yeah, they started up wide, and then they go down to the sides
Like
and
asleep. Okay, I got you.
Seeker attempts the same thing.
Roll performance.
me.
No, Seeker.
You
Would
know,
that
Brawl
try to copy
Brawl
me?
is also inclined to do the same thing.
You guys
God.
are not in the office. You guys cowered it out, and I'm saying you're in the lobby.
No, yeah, but he sees it through the window.
What
He
would
was just
performance
practicing
be?
It's a performance roll. It's
there's
it's
no-
profession. I'm
profession.
so
Oh,
sorry.
you don't have it.
I don't
wisdom.
have-
Give me a wisdom.
Wisdom?
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I do have +1 wisdom, so that's all right. Oh, no, I don't. I have 0. Okay. 0. 1. Ooh, that one. That one.
It wasn't me.
My
So what
culture-
happens as you try to do this that goes horribly?
Okay, so All right. So as I do it, I go way too far up with my arms, and just like fall straight backwards. And then I stand up and say, "That was an android greeting."
I'm not gonna make you roll bluff because he sees right through your BS. But the magistrate Stoyer says, "Yes, sit down, please, down
I sit.
on the chair." He's kind of like motioning very carefully to Seeker. He says, "I am a little constrained for time, but I am really excited you guys were able to accept my offer to not only come up to Central Dome, but also to my office. I understand you guys are pretty busy people. In fact, you made morning tabloids." He's looking at Rye.
If I remember correctly, it was saying something along the lines of a connection between me and Alden Story, but nothing further.
Yeah, it was it was more asking like who is this mysterious person behind Reich Oren LLC, and their connection to Alden Store.
Ah, yes. So I look at him and I say, yes, well, tabloids are tabloids and they'll write anything.
Of course. What I had you guys come in about, and I apologize my being so abrupt. I'd like to spend some time, get you something to drink. However, something has come to my attention in the lower levels that has me concerned, and I need to address that as soon as possible. I actually have a job offer for at least the two of you.
Okay.
I'm listening.
I am aware of your history with the Border Space Union Military Academy.
That was not there is some information about that is not entirely accurate.
So that's how you knew who I was.
All of it.
Yes, I'm familiar with the anecdotes that came from your interviews. I have some other witness feedback on my own. I am not concerned about that, but I do want to extend a job to you because I do feel you are not only qualified, but probably the most discreet agents I could hire. I was hoping to get in touch with the other members of the college that were let go so unceremoniously. However, they've been a little difficult to track down.
Ah, you're in luck. They're outside right there.
Pardon?
They're right out there. We brought them with us.
I was under the impression you had no communication.
What gave you that impression? We didn't until, like, yesterday.
Interesting. How fortuitous.
I would like to do a sense motive on.
I agree. You're very fortuitous.
On Alden Stoyer.
Sure. While you're doing that, he
just because I'm thrown off
intercom.
by when he. I mean, I'm charmed, but I'm a little thrown off by it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, you were also expecting a patron, and this is not the discussion he's having.
I was expecting not. I was expecting a different sort of business. So I rolled a 17 on this sense motive.
He's definitely playing his cards close to his chest. He's definitely not told you much at all.
Well, we don't know what the job is yet, so yes.
More so, you don't necessarily feel that even what he said so far is the exact reason why he's chosen you.
I'm gonna try something.
More than that.
I'm gonna try something I haven't done yet. Listen to magic, detect thoughts, and let me just double check the book on that.
Yeah, you can do detect thoughts if you want.
Yeah. So it says at first level, it's listen to surface thoughts. All right, here we go. So, oh god, I gotta zoom in.
He's a Lashunta too. He could probably do the same thing.
You have detect thoughts, which is a standard action. You get a cone shape. For the first round, you can detect the presence or absence of thoughts from conscious creatures. If this is accurate, is this Starfinder? It looks like it's Starfinder. And then at the second round, like 12 seconds of staring at this guy, you can. I guess this is more for seeing if there are actual thoughts.
Yeah.
Sorry. So the rounds are more for like you're casting it on like a in the inside of a cave or something like that. Yeah. So you can study him, but for the first round, you're not going to get too much information. But you can continue to detect thoughts. He does get a will save. I'll give him the 3 will saves, and depending on what he doesn't save on, you'll get more information.
Yeah.
Sound good?
Sure. I guess I just keep that up.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you can totally keep that going while you're talking to him. I don't mind that at all. It is a concentration, but I don't think that's going to stop you from. What's your DC?
I got that. So is this is a first level spell or is it a cantrip?
It's
Well, it's a spell like ability, but it looks like it's a first level spell. Yeah. So it's 10 plus the spell level plus your charisma.
my charisma modifier is, I believe, 4. I mean, it's 18, so 4.
Okay.
So 15 is the DC.
Yep.
Yeah.
You are actually not able to detect anything for that first concentration. You still focus on it, but you actually do not get anything at that first blush.
Okay. So to continue the conversation,
he's actually buzzing on the intercom at his desk. He speaks in Castrovellian, and he has his secretary summon in the other members of your party, and I assume they join without issue.
Yeah, but first I look at Brawl and say, Brawl, we have to be on our best behavior. No kidney punching.
Fine.
All right, you guys are in the office now. Again, it's a very nice looking office. Lots of books. Definitely an emphasis on books and education and things along those ends. Maybe there's like a hollow globe of Pyramid Station Alpha that like cycles through the different domes. And now you guys are all gathered in front, and there are some other chairs you guys can kind of pull in. So you guys are all seated before the magistrate's desk. Right, were you going to continue saying something? I'll say, he is going to welcome it. He says, welcome, my outcast friends.
Is that a dig at Yosoki or what?
No, I am simply acknowledging the fact that
I'm horrified by his response.
you were brought together, unique individuals, one and all, +1. He looks curiously at 0, who were unfairly treated by the Border Space Union Military Academy.
You guys told him that?
No.
He knew.
Oh. Well, that's...
So I immediately perk up a little bit, but I still want to maintain my concentration.
No, that's totally fine. I'll give you that other check now, too. I'm going to make him make another DC roll.
I have a question.
Yeah, ask your question, and then I'll tell Pat what he kind of gets from his thoughts.
You said that we would be the perfect agents for the job, as we were capable and discreet, but we got kicked out of school. What makes you think we would be a good fit for this?
At the mention of a job, let's just hear the details. You already got me.
So he'll outwardly reply to Seeker. However, his thoughts are thinking very much. You're getting a strong dislike for the Border Space Union in general, and specifically their military faction, and that's very much on the surface of his thoughts right now. So that's what you're getting.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
He's got a strong dislike for the Border Space Union and specifically their military faction.
Okay.
That's what's on his mind as he talks to you guys. And you got one more round of possibly getting more info on it. And So for Seeker, he says, "Your getting kicked out of school is hardly a problem. In fact, it almost makes you more appealing because I suspect you don't have any fond feelings for the military academy that cast you out so unfairly. I have read all of the reports on the infinitum situation, and as far as I can tell, I believe the Border Space Union is up to something. They did that as a political maneuver. If you had really been charged with such an offense, you would have been put on display. There would have been public court martials. Instead, they tucked you in our lovely little backwater of a space station where they can very conveniently keep an eye on you.
I'm inclined to agree.
Now, what's this job?
Yes, my Yosoki friend,
Miller.
Miller, I believe. Yes, yes. Uh, Miller, the job is I need you to retrieve a book for me.
Hmm.
Yes.
All right. Yeah, the book, and he tense up his fingers. He kind of gets a faraway look. He's not looking at any of you in particular as he kind of describes his mission for you. Uh, the book is an ancient pre-gap text that I had was to be delivered to me from one of my associates from across the stars, and en route it encountered some difficulty. The courier that was delivering it, their ship, we lost their signal. In fact, we haven't had any update on where the ship went for up until this past month. Actually, uh, we got a ping from a distress signal. Apparently, for at least the past 2 months, the ship has been orbiting the planet that Pyramid Station Alpha also orbits on the far side, which is why we've had no luck picking up the distress signal until recently. Um, we don't know exactly what happened or exactly where the ship is now, but it did apparently crash land on the planet below after we got the distress signal.
What's the name of the planet?
The planet is planet Revel.
Revel.
Yes. Revil.
Okay.
Where did this book come from?
I have reason to believe it came from Lost Galarian.
Ooh.
What's the name of it?
That was one of the things that we were trying to determine. It is in an archaic language, Faded. I was going to have my team of specialists and myself. I do this as a hobby. We were going to try and translate and possibly restore the text.
Is there? Oh.
Now, what does this have to do with the Border Space Union?
Yes.
The Border Space Union has an embargo on any pre-gap relics. They do not want. They want full control over anything they consider potentially valuable or, in their opinion, dangerous. And anything pre-gap to them is potentially dangerous.
Well, I'm really Seeker's really debating whether he wants to show the magistrate the data stick with the camera thing on it. Like, he wants to so bad.
What kind of danger are we talking about?
I'm gonna do a quick willpower check here.
do
okay.
Seeker
Right.
willpower.
Yep. So Seeker does.
Oh God.
Did you fail the willpower save?
I rolled a 2, so
okay.
I mean,
So
there's no real,
I understand, but you couldn't control yourself, so
yes.
go.
Actually, yes. Like I was saying, I am inclined to agree that there is something up with the Border Space Union. They, Okay, we ran into some trouble with one of their officers, and it appears that he, first of all, hired a bounty hunter, Krellis, to kill a bunch of people. And also,
Telepathically,
I
I'm
have
like, too
this,
much info.
I have this this data stick here, with camera footage from his suit that I looked over earlier, and he
Pretty
was
sure that it wasn't actually Border Space Union armor. It was Vesk armor.
exactly.
It was kind of nondescript armor that looked like it might have been from the Border Space Union. It did not have any established logos, though.
And from what I could tell, he had some form of communication with the Vesk.
The Veskarium is
Yes,
what you're
the
looking
Veskarium.
for. And he starts stroking his like finely manicured beard, and he says, "Interesting."
And nobody
That's-
tried to stop me throughout that whole thing.
I did.
Oh, you did?
I
Well, you did something
telepathically shouted out
telepathically.
too much.
Well, I was talking.
No, that's fine. He kind of sits back in his chair. He strokes his finely groomed beard, and he says, "Could I have this camera footage?
A copy, yes.
Do you have a copy on you now?"
I can send you one.
I'd like the original.
I would like to make another sense motive check if possible.
Yeah, go for it. Also, I think you've got one more round of detect thoughts going for him.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he beats that one as well. You are shut out permanently from his mind, and he kind of gives you a look. And you knock off the detect thoughts nonsense. For sense motive, what'd you roll?
18.
I'll say that when he was describing the book and the job, he was probably not being his most honest. There's definitely things he's deciding not to tell you. And you can kind of pick that up just by the way he kind of shifts his words around the specific choices he's doing. About the Veskarium, he seems genuinely interested.
Now, let's talk.
So,
Yeah,
I got a
hey.
couple of people who kind of have pending kind of thoughts there. First, I'd like the original so that I can be sure of there not being any tampering. If you can give me the original, I may be able to look into something.
What?
Well, any involvement with the Veskarium would be news. Now, when I say involvement, I mean on the military level. The Veskarium are open trade partners with both the Border Space Union and Pyramid Station Alpha, even. However, any military cooperation would be cause for alarm.
Just for clarification, out of character, you mean any military cooperation between Veskarium and the Border Space Union is problematic?
Correct. Correct.
Yeah, Shima, you have a backup of it, right?
I do.
So he turns to Alden Stoyer. Oh, yeah. Look at this way. This stuff wasn't easy to come by. What would you pay for it?
He looks a little taken aback by this.
So do I.
How about might I suggest instead of payment, maybe sanctuary?
Out of
Amnestus.
character,
Is that the right word?
Nick
Amnestus?
thinks.
Armistice.
How is he going to know what is the original?
Amnesty.
He wants
In
the physical
character,
device.
Brawl
He wants
doesn't
the
give a
physical
damn.
device.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character. Anybody else think this is a terrible idea?
Oh
Can't
yeah,
do
no,
it.
this is a horrible
Oh,
idea.
I do not want out of character discussions. I will kill each and every one of you with space rocks for that nonsense.
I'm trying to stay in character.
And you're doing a wonderful job. Everyone else can be silent. Miller, continue with your conversation, please.
So, how much will you pay for it?
I did bring up amnesty for anything that may go on with us.
He ignores you.
Oh.
Name your price, little guy.
Well. Actually, let me see. I'm gonna try to do sense motive on him. I want to see if, if I can kind of see if he's being antsy, like how much he really wants this information.
Sure.
Roll. What is my sense move? Probably pretty bad. Yeah. Okay. 1d20. Yeah. 17. All right. Had a straight 1d20.
He doesn't seem like you don't notice any excitement from him for this information. He's got the shrewd businessman demeanor,
Sure.
and he's attempting to do something he wants, but you're not getting like there's no sweat, there's no like
Sure.
visible sign of like pulse like quickening. He seems to be very much calm on this front. He did seem maybe a little bit more excited when talking about his proposition.
Okay. How about 2,500 credits?
Sold. See you, the secretary, on the way out.
All right.
All right.
You'd think we should ask more?
And he looks at Brawl when Brawl speaks up, and he says, "You asked for something about danger."
Yeah. What kind of danger are we getting into? We gonna fight some guys?
I am looking for your group in particular, for two reasons. One, I knew you would all be at least comrades in the fact that you have a negative relationship with the Border Space Union, and I am honestly asking you to do what would be tantamount to a little bit of smuggling. I swear it is nothing more than a book. However, it is a contraband book, which is a ridiculous idea, if you ask me. However, I cannot set the policy for the Border Space Union. They are allies, but nothing more.
Alright.
So what I want is I wanted a group who would support me over the Border Space Union, and it also just so turns out you all have a variety of skills.
Sure do.
If this turns out to be a fight as you propose, I believe I've picked a good group to answer that call. If it is something where the ship needs repairs or is inaccessible due to extreme damages, I'm hoping I have the right team. I honestly do not know what happened to the ship, why it has been missing for 2 months. If you could access any information on that, maybe through the ship's logs, I believe I have the right team for that.
So I immediately say, well, I would not go so far as to say that our team are smugglers per se. However,
We've done it before.
and I just shoot a stern sideways look at him and telepathically, not now, Seeker. And then I turn back. As I was saying, we are not so much a smuggling operation. That doesn't always look good when filing for taxes. However, sometimes we come across things. And for friends and fans and patrons, sometimes we see those gifts go, sometimes in return. So what I'm trying to say is,
what he's getting at, see,
what I'm getting at is what I said. We have a deal.
we don't even know what we're getting paid for it.
He said 2,500.
2,500 for the camera, right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I misheard. Sorry, I was looking up something in the book.
What my friend Rye here was saying was, at the end of the day, I'm a businessman. I want to know what I'm getting myself into. How much you paying?
For the safe return of this book, I wouldn't like to set an unfair number on a price because I honestly do not know how difficult it will be to retrieve. If I am... He pauses for a moment, and anyone who had rolled higher than a 17 on their sense motives at any point
So
realize
18 or higher?
what was that?
18 or higher? Or
17 or higher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I rolled an 18, a 17. Yeah.
Okay. You notice he's actually about to formulate a lie. Like he's paused and he's planning on how to say this, and he's saying, "I don't know exactly how difficult it will be. If it is a simple, I send you down to the planet and you retrieve it for me, I will pay you a fair fee for the risk of getting past security. Border Space security. The station security will not bother you.
So the sense motive where I detect a lie, do I know roughly what part of that is the lie?
I'd say that he seemed to like hesitate when he said he doesn't know what the danger is.
Okay. So as he's going, I do something risky, which is I interrupt him.
Do you and I share a look?
Yeah.
We share a look.
So and then I interrupt him. I'm gonna try this diplomatically.
Sure.
And I say, surely a man of your intellect and influence has access to information that would perhaps more clearly convey the level of danger in this. We're not an afraid group. You can feel free to be open.
I'm not afraid of nothing.
Yeah,
Yes.
and
Brawl is not afraid of nothing,
I'm
Ghosts.
nothing.
as he says
I'm
so
nothing if
eloquently.
not resourceful. I like to know what I'm getting myself into. I like to be
And
prepared.
so
I can't wait to see what we're into.
I certainly say that diplomatically, but my face is wearing the "come on, I know a bullshitter" face.
Roll diplomacy just to see if that face gets through.
Nat 20, I rolled a 30.
Ooh, there we go.
He sits
Oh.
back in his chair, and he doesn't meet your eyes this time. As he kind of looks down at his desk, at the papers he's got strewn about, at the tablets he's got set up. He's got multiple tablets with different readouts on them, and he says, "I've been a little dishonest with you. You're not the first team I've sent after this book. A little more than a week ago, I sent one of my group of agents that I have throughout the station on this task. They were, for lack of a better term, thugs. I knew that they would not be bothered by retrieving things from outside of Border Space Union jurisdiction. I knew that they would be good if there was a fight. However, there's been no report, and the trip to and from the planet should not take more than a day. So I believe the team has been lost."
Oh, you never want to use the thugs. You got to get some hired guns like this. Boom!
Miller actively laughs.
That's an arm, not a gun, bro.
I just give a defeated sigh and look down at my feet.
That is kind of why I have tried to hire a team of specialists. I will be honest, I try to do things above board. A man of my position needs to be respected. It does not do to have elements of the station having your name in their back pocket. I'm hoping you will be discreet, and I'm hoping you will be competent.
Okay.
I promise. I have resources. I will pay you what I feel is acceptable per the danger you see. I just do not know what the danger is.
Given that I personally, as a player, do not know value with credits, I'm not going to ask for a specific number.
Mhm.
I think that's fair that through this we'll get a fair value.
The sense motive is that he's definitely on board. He's trying to not give you a number and lowball you.
But after determining that after that Jesus, I can't talk. After that last back and forth, he's still trying to lowball us.
No. He's definitely trying to not lowball you.
Okay.
He's trying to underline the fact that he doesn't think he can set a price on what he's asking you to do because he
Okay.
doesn't quite know what that entails.
Okay. So I say, I believe that we can come to an agreement on that. All of this sounds good. Though, in addition to monetary support, I think it's good to have friends in not just high places, but all places. And I believe that if all goes according to whatever plan we come up with, I can count on we, as Reich Orin LLC, can count on your support in any future endeavors.
That depends.
Yeah,
I mean, I
actually,
did bring you a camera.
I do want to interject a little too, because we're gonna need help getting there. Our spaceship's in the hangar right now. We're having repairs done on it. You could kind of help us out there, maybe get some of the paperwork through a little quicker and get us up and running. We can get this book of yours back a little sooner.
Small problem there, my enterprising friend. I don't want to have any contact with you past your attendance at my manor this past morning. I have a spin that I'm going
smile.
to hit to the media that my wife has been sleeping with this fellow. He nods at Rye, and that will get the tabloids off of our back. However, and this ties into your request, Reich, or is it Reich?
Reich.
My apologies. I won't potentially be able to support you at all if this goes in any way south. If you draw the attention of the Border Space Union, I do not know you. I still want the book from you, but I do not publicly acknowledge you, and I shall not. Now, I am a man of my word, and if I can support you through other channels, I shall. I will say that the repairs on your ship were completed. He checks like a clock on his inside to his desk. Several standard hours ago. So on that method, you guys should be all set.
Yeah, all right. Oh, like you, I am a man of my word too. If we are able to get this book back, I expect a good payout. But I think we can strike up a deal. What do you think, gentlemen?
I don't even wait for anything. I immediately put forward my hand to Mr. Stoyer for a deal confirming handshake.
By the way, nothing did happen. I was there the whole time, and they just stared at each other for an hour.
I immediately say, "Well, thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Go." And then I rush our party. Attempt to rush our party out.
I thought he said that was a cover.
Yep.
Yes, but what Rye is concerned about is that he maybe made that up on the spot, not thinking that he was alone with his wife for hours. Possibly, that might be the concern.
You colossal fool.
Zero was saying, Mike, what were you saying? Sorry, you're really quiet.
Turn on my mic again. Hopefully you guys can hear me now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Welcome to the party.
So what I was going to say is we would like some type of identification, or maybe not identification, but some way to show to the other group you hired, if we somehow run into them, that we are actually working for you, so that we don't get into a potential fight with your former employees.
That will be a little tricky.
Doesn't need to have your name on it, just something they would recognize.
I will see if I can have my channels message them, and so they can check their data pads. We've had no contact with them, but that's about as much as I can do because I did not work with them directly.
I suppose that will have to suffice. And also, since this does seem to be a monumental risk on our part, I suggest you pay us a small startup fee.
I pick up on this and immediately go, well, of course, that is standard. What is it, a third?
Well, as we have...
Oh, wait, hold on. We don't have...
So I was thinking around 1,000 apiece. So 5,000 total for the group.
I would say that book is worth at least 5,000 credits to me. So if you are able to get the book back, and it is the easiest trip you have, which I hope very much so, 5,000 would be exactly what I would value. So I'm fairly certain it's not going to be as easy as that. I'm comfortable paying 5,000 up front.
Cool. All right. I think we can conclude this. I'll finish off with a Yosoki deal handshake. He spits in his hand.
Brawl
Rubs his
spits
hand.
in his hand
Yep,
as well.
we both rub our hands together really quick and put out the hand up.
Unfazed, he spits into his hand, rubs them together, and shakes both of your hands.
Seeker
I
looks at his
retract.
hands and tries to spit.
Did he already shake my hand before they did that?
Yeah, he shook your hand, Rye.
Good.
And he says that the details, what they are, will be delivered to your data pads this evening. I'd appreciate it if you did not leave until at least tomorrow morning to give me some time to handle the public.
Absolutely. And
That's
compensation,
fine
you
with
said talk to the secretary?
No, the secretary, you'll everything will be wired to you from my secretary.
You got it, Mr. Stoya. It's been a pleasure. Here's my business card. I'm heading out.
All right. A while ago, maybe like 10 minutes ago, you guys noticed there's a light blinking on his desk. And he kind of like he waves you guys off and he pushes it, and you hear a voice come through the comm, faintly, and it says, Magistrate Stoyer, we need to evacuate the building for any offices without active security, including yours. Would you please calmly go to the elevator and wait for a security officer to attend you? We will be escorting you back home for the evening, if that's all right. And as you guys kind of leave, that's where it closes out on. You guys are not accosted, and you guys are able to get down the elevator, no problem. It does not stop you. The elevator banks are still running.
Miller
But as you
shoots
guys
a-
are going down, you notice that there are some flashing lights. Some floors are completely shut off. When you guys use the thumbprint to access the elevators, you only have the option to go to the exit,
Cool.
which you guys take, and you guys get out. And as you are leaving the building, you guys all have your first official job as a group, as for now, Reich Oren LLC, and also sitting on your persons, you also have proof that you've completed the job you were set into there in the first place with Dranar Halford. So you have two things that we will pick up on next time when we join the party a week from today on Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. EST as always. And we're going to figure out what you guys are doing with Dranar Halfork and what's going on with your mission for Alden Stoyer.
All right.
Questions, comments, concerns, guys, as we wrap up?
Nope.
Oh, is this the point where we level up?
Oh,
Yeah. You guys will be leveling up. And again, I already talked to Justin about this. Your ship should be retroactively leveled up to 2 as well.
Okay.
And feel free to please level up before we get to next episode. If you do not, I will be punishing you for it by keeping you level 1 while everyone else is level 2. I'm looking at you, Patrick.
Yeah.
Hello.
Thanks a
Level
lot,
up to
Keeper.
level 2. Things get a little bit more interesting for your characters,
Mhm.
and we're going to start getting into some more interesting missions. Sal, you guys are technically en route, as long as you don't screw it up, onto what would be the first dungeon for the campaign.
All right, and to all of my fellow party members, we just picked up 7,500 credits. Divided 5 ways is 1,500 apiece.
7,500. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
And I believe that would be how they would be doled out. It would not, because it's not, you guys weren't handed the
Right.
credits.
Yeah.
Right.
They were all individually emailed to you. So you guys do have money. You guys will have time to outfit. I don't want to outfit your characters on the stream. You guys may argue with me later, and we can talk about it in the after party.
Yeah.
But I'd rather you guys buy equipment off stream. Maybe we'll
I
talk about what
totally
you bought. you talk about what you bought, so we know what your upgrades are. But I don't want to go through the whole like shopping process.
And standard 2 levels above our level is what we could buy up to.
Yeah,
Cool.
you guys get more access to it as you guys become more popular on Pyramid Station Alpha, and that's what this represents. You guys have
Alright.
leveled up through your interactions with the Magistrate, your successes with Archie, your dealings with Jernar. You guys are getting known. You guys are definitely getting some more experience there, and that's why this level up will give you access to those weapons as well. The gear at level, what is it? It's 3+ your level, right?
Well, I'm sorry. What
Is
was
it 2+ your level or 3+ your level for the gear?
2+.
2+ your level. Perfect.
I think it's based on how
How readily accessible the
Yeah, you know,
equipment is.
and you guys, you would have access to it. The weapons market in Central Dome would be fine, and you have a
Cool.
couple of options for that.
Alrighty.
They're the gear market, I guess. They probably wouldn't call it a weapons market. All right, then for that, for our wonderful viewers, we're actually going to move into the after party where you can chat with members of the group through Twitch, and we will be all, I think, all in there for at least a little while. For everyone else, though, I just want you guys to remember before you depart to never split the party.
Yeah, Patrick.
Patrick.
Almost
Yeah,
fell
Pat.
asleep.
I don't know if he was splitting the party as much as